morning, students. Welcome back again. We are going to discuss again the last topic today of chapter number 15 in social science, that is mixed economy. Before going to the next topic, let us discuss the previous topic, what we did in the previous sessions, right? We did two topics, that is methods of allocations of resources. We know that the resources are always limited in nature and the number of users are constantly increasing. So we have made two different methods of resources, how they are to be allocated. And we have seen that two types. First is the market system, that is the market mechanism, and the second one is socialist system. What was in the market system? Market system was all about the luxurious thing. It is a profit center value or a profit center product that was put in the market with an aim to achieve higher returns and higher profit, so that the standard of living will improve. And those countries like America, Japan, all that countries used to develop their systems because they were developed nations, so they were following market system. And the second system that we see, that is the method of allocation of resources, that is the socialist system. What is in the socialist system? Keeping society in mind, keeping the needs of society in mind, and producing the product, right, at a reasonable price. So each and every customer who is living in the society in different states, in different areas, can buy their product and satisfy their own needs. That is all about socialist system, right? We have seen these two features, one of the most important topics of chapter number 15, right? I hope the concept is clear. Moving towards the last topic, right, that is known as mixed economy. What is the mixed economy? We are going to see in the textbook. Take out page number 126 of your textbook. See what is mixed economy. Mixed economic system attempts at removing the limitations of market system and socialist system, right? As we have already seen, two systems that were being followed in different parts of the countries, that is the market system and the socialist system, right? But there are certain probabilities that in certain states, right, where people have higher standard of living in the same country, right, talking about India, right, India generally follows socialist systems on a higher concept compared to market system. But in certain states, right, where the source of income is very high, right, where the standard of living of the people is very high, at that point of time, rather they would prefer market system rather than socialist system. And this is how the concept of mixed economy was developed. This is how the concept of mixed economy was developed, right? 28 states, 28 source of different income in different states, different values, different cultures, different standard of living, right? We talk about Mumbai, we talk about Delhi, we talk about Bangalore, those states, right? We talk even about Gujarat, especially industrial areas, where we find lot of business activities going on, right? Those kind of states, right, are easily accepting this system, right, that is the market system. And other states which are technically very poor or labor oriented states, for example Bihar, for example Uttar Pradesh, right, where we don't find higher standard of living, right, they are following this concept, right? And this gave the birth of mixed economy. This gave the birth of mixed economy. India again is one of the countries where both the systems are prevailing, right? Majority people are following socialist system, but in some states, in some areas, in some cities, right, we find this system prevailing also. And when we find these two systems prevailing, right, in one country, right, that is a mixed economy. That is a mixed economy. Mixed economic systems attempts at removing the limitations of market systems and socialist systems and tries to assimilate in it good elements of both the systems. They try to find out what is the good things, what are the benefits that we have already seen, right, in the market system, and what are the benefits in the socialist system, right, and then try to remove the limitations of both the systems and accept the benefit crosswise, There are many people, right, the common man who neither falls in socialist systems or neither falls in the market system, who might be somewhere in between, whose source of income is neither too low and whose source of income is neither too high. Right? This is the situation in India. Majority of the people fall under this category. Right? What about them? For them, this system was being developed so that they can get the benefits of both the systems, that is the market system and the socialist system. And this system is known as mixed economy. This system is known as mixed economy. Mixed economy is such a type of economic system in which public sector and private sector coexist. And both the sectors do not work as a competitor, rather than they work as complementary to each other. One system is being followed by the public sector and one system is being followed by the private sector. So the people will get both the benefits of this system as well as this systems. They are known as complementary to each other. There is an individual or private ownership in agriculture, trade, small consumer goods, industries, etc. While basic key areas like heavy industries, factories, producing, defense, materials, railways, electricity, roads, irrigations are owned by the state. We can see in simple particular chart or the simple different structures has been given. Individual or private ownership, what does they include? Agricultural, trade, small consumer goods, small industries, and etc. And what is in the hands of government? That is defense, materials, railways, electricity, road, irrigation facilities. They are complementary to each other. They do not interfere or they do not work as a competition to each other. Right? So they'll get both the benefits of this both systems. This is mixed economy. This is mixed economy. Right? Moving towards the next paragraph. In this system, market is not completely free. Government lays control in different ways. For example, state lays heavy tax on production of unwanted things. In the same way, industries in the backward areas are encouraged by giving subsidy, relaxation in tax, etc. Right? Government thinks of both the sectors. Right? Those heavy industries whose income is quite higher. We are talking about the developed states, right? In one particular country, that is India. They charge heavy tax from them. That is what we have discussed earlier in economic development, right? For example, we say, let's say Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore, all these states are economically very strong, right? So they have very big industries, they have very big IT sectors, right? They have huge source of income. So obviously when they'll have the huge source of income, the standard of living would be also very high. And when the standard of living would be high, obviously the income is going to be high. So what is the end result? They are going to lay heavy taxes on their states, right? And when they pay the tax, it encourages the smaller sector. It encourages the states where employment, production activities, small scale industries are not able to develop. That source of income goes to the states who are following this system or who are even one step below than the socialist system. That means they are not even able to properly develop themselves, develop their own states. And this is how we try to balance the economy in these two factors. That is why it is known as a mixed economy. That is why it is known as a mixed economy. It is very important to balance these two things. Right? Next. Thus, mixed economy is an economic system in which important place is given to economic planning in taking economic decisions. The main objective of the government is to plan out all the economic activities and to maintain a balanced growth with proper economic decisions. So the decisions would that much be very strong in the terms of economic development, and then when they'll lay higher taxes on that developed states, the source of income would be coming, and when that source of income in the form of tax would be coming to them, they would be distributing or allotting the resources where they are required. Right? This is how the government plans all the economic activities. Coexistence of private and public sector is accepted in this system. This system is also called controlled economic system. See, I have already said the government tries to make control, the government tries to balance both the systems, right? That is why it is also called as controlled economic systems, right? Because of the restrictions and control, countries like India, France and England follow mixed economy. Countries like India, France and England follow mixed economy, right? We need to balance both this sector so that each and every people living in this society, whether it follows a socialist system or whether it follows a market system, each and every product would be available and they can satisfy their needs as per their own standard of living. And this is only possible when we follow mixed economy. India is one of the country who is again following mixed economy. There are many states, right, who are following this systems. There are many states who is following this system, that is the socialist system. But slowly and steadily, as India is a developing country, we are moving towards market system. We are moving towards market system, right? Every state has not moved toward the market system, but there are some big states, right, who are moving or increasing their standard of living from here to here. And we find both these people living in one country. Then what is the situation? We have to follow mixed economy. We have to follow mixed economy. This is the situation. Countries like India, England and France, they are following this system that is known as mixed economy, right? Last paragraph of the chapter. We so far studied about the market system, socialist system and mixed economy as deciding factor tools for economic decisions and distributions of resources. There is no country in the world today where there is absolute market system, right? Today the situation or the criteria is such like that we cannot say, as I have previously told, for example, United States follows market system. They follow the market system, agreed, correct, but not 100%, might be 80, 85 or 90%. Still 10% of the people living in US whose source of income is not that much, they follow socialist system over there also. So we cannot say that in this world any country can follow the market system. Majority of the people does. That is why they are known as developed nations or developed countries. But still somewhat part is missing, and that somewhat part in United States or in the developed nations is again following a socialist system. Is again following an socialist system. Right? See what it says in the last paragraph. There is no country in the world today where there is absolute market system or absolute socialist system. Both the systems have lost their individual features and have assimilated into mixed economy. They have accepted these things very easily, right, and very correctly, that each and everything cannot be 100% correct or 100% perfect at one point of time, right? There are always some drawbacks, there are always some, some negative sides, or we can say some limitations of certain systems. So we have to accept that we cannot follow 100% this system and we cannot even follow 100% this system, which gives rise to mixed economy, and every country in the world slowly and steadily is accepting this system. And this is one of the safest and the best system to satisfy the needs of human wants. This is what it is, right? Because the wants are unlimited. The wants, the desires, the needs of individual is constantly increasing day by day. Whether it might be poor, whether it might be an average, whether it might be an extraordinary, or whether it might be a big businessman or a rich person, right? Needs are always different. Some needs may fall into this category, some needs may fall into this category. So we need to fulfill both the needs. And if we cannot fulfill both the needs, then economic development cannot be done. That means proper economic development cannot be happening or cannot be, properly, smoothly flowing in the market. It is going to create hurdles, it is going to create obstacles. So this is one of the safest way to follow this system, that is mixed economy. And the last few lines, what does it say? Market system witnesses indulges of planning elements and state interference, while socialist system witnesses economic relaxations and economic liberalizations. See, if we are talking about the market system, government is going to charge higher tax, as we have previously discussed, right? As the profit centric value is being kept in the market, so how they can keep the profit centric value? By taking permissions from the government, putting higher prices on the product, but on one condition, they have to pay the higher amount of tax. So those companies are getting ready to pay the higher amount of tax, right? And on the other side, if we talk about the socialist system, what is the thing that is going to happen? It is all about liberalizations, keeping the particular society, keeping the people in the mind. So we are not even focusing on the particular product, we are focusing on the particular people, right? So the profit centric value would be less. So rather than focusing on both the sides, we need to follow mixed economy. We need to follow mixed economy, right? I'm repeating that line again. Market system witnesses indulges of planning elements and state interference, while socialist system witnesses economic relaxations and economic liberalizations, right? This is how we try to manage mixed economy. This is how we try to manage mixed economy. Last few lines. But demerits are also witnessed in mixed economy. Even there are also certain limitations in mixed economy. We cannot find that, or we cannot say that by using both the systems together, that is mixed economy, we would be only getting the benefits. No, there are always certain limitations. How the limitations are being done? I'll tell you one simple way. Those people, who are moving up and down as per their needs, if their needs are small, they are moving towards the socialist system. That means obviously there is a loss in the market system. Those people, who are still attached to the socialist systems, they are never going to get the benefits of market system. And those people who are attached to market system, they are never going to get the benefits of socialist system. There is always be a slight difference between both of these two. We cannot get everything at one point of time. We cannot reach everywhere at one point of time. If we follow the market system, we are going to lose the socialist system. If we follow the socialist system, we are going to lose the market system. That is what the demerit is. There are many beautiful places in this world to go, but when we go to a particular place, we can go one at once, then on the other place, and when we go to the other place, we are obviously going to miss the first place that we have went, right, or that we have not seen. And when we go to that place, obviously we are going to miss this place. As simple as that, right? We cannot reach everywhere. That is the demerit of the mixed economy, right? Look at the last line. For example, economic instability, lack of coordination, inconsistent economic policy, low rate growth, economic development, etc. These are the limitations of mixed economy. When we talk about the socialist systems, they always look, or they always favor the society, they always favor the people who are living in the society. So they will never think of profit over here. Profit is at a very minimum level. And when you look at the market system, they never think of the society and people. They always try to think of profit centric products, right? So when we talk about this, the economic development goes very low. And when we talk about this, the economic development goes high, but each and every person cannot accept this system. So again, there is a problem. Everything has its own backward things, or drawbacks, or their own limitations. We have to accept it. We need to judge we are falling under which category, and then we need to be very smart and then buy the product from the market as per our own needs, as per our own requirements. This is how we are going to balance these two systems. And if we know what are our needs and what are our wants, right, then whatever product that we buy from the market, we would be satisfied. We would be satisfied, whether it is any kind of mobile, laptop, TV, whatever technological systems or technological machines, or the things that you are using on your daily purposes. Satisfaction is one of the most important things. If you are satisfied with what you buy from the market, that would lead to a customer satisfaction. You need to be very selective in these two systems, whether you are going for this system or whether you are going for this system in the market, because both the products would be available next to next. You must need to know what is the power that you have in your own pocket, and then you need to buy the goods and services from the market. It is always the consumer who is at the center of the market, a consumer who is always the king of the market. He has to decide what kind of product he or she has to buy as per their requirements, so that their needs are satisfied on their daily purposes, weekly purposes, or for a long point of time. And when you are able to buy the goods that you actually want, you are becoming a smart customer. You are becoming a smart customer. Now you know that India is a mixed economy. So again, when you go into the market, be selective, be smart, and buy the products as per your own requirement. This is what mixed economy is, because products are constantly coming and going into the market. When a new product enters, the old one goes out of fashion. Again, after a few point of time, new product enters, the old one goes out of fashion. This is a constant cycle that keeps on moving. We need to know what are our needs and our wants, so that we can develop ourselves. Right? This is all about your chapter number 15, that is economic development. I hope the concept of economic development is clear. Right? Again, I am repeating these two topics, that is the market system and socialist system, and the mixed economy that we discussed today, are one of the important topics of your chapter number 15, which is related to economic development. I request the students to read the chapter twice and thrice, so that you can understand in a more better way. Right? You won't have any doubts, you won't be having any kind of confusions. Right? You need to read that chapter twice and thrice, then only you would be able to understand social science. I request, rather than mugging it up, right, try to understand the chapters, try to understand the topics each and every day. I am writing it over here, what we are discussing today, what we have discussed in the previous sessions. Please make a note like this way and try to read the chapter, so that you will be clear with the content of your chapters, what actually it is, what are the points, what are the sub points, and what it tries to say. Right? Please make a note of all these topics that we have discussed today, and if you have not written the previous topics, please make a note of this. I hope the concept of this chapter number 15 is clear. Please make a note. Thank you.